Good morning, students. In physics, we should know how many types of equilibrium are there. Equilibrium means translatory equilibrium, he said. The object is not moving. See, the object will not move in two situations. There is no force acting on it, or the forces acting on the body is balanced from all the directions. Okay? In that situation, we can say that the object is in equilibrium. Imagine a block which has 4 Newton force acting from left to right, and on the same block there is another 4 Newton force acting from right to left. Will the object move? We can say that the object is in equilibrium. Okay. Now we have three types of equilibrium. One is stable equilibrium, unstable equilibrium, and neutral equilibrium. Okay. So basically, the net force acting on the object must be equal to 0. In the previous lecture, we have discussed that force is equal to minus du by dr, where u is the potential function. Where u is the potential function. If f is equal to 0, that means du by dr must be equal to 0. Okay. So du by dr, something like dy by dx. That means imagine a graph u versus r, then du by dr means what? It is the slope. Okay, it is the slope of your graph which is 0, and potential energy is optimum. It can be maximum or minimum or constant. Only three possibilities. In the coming slide, there is a figure which will clearly make you understand what I am trying to say here. Now let us move into equilibriums one by one. Let us discuss. See, in any equilibrium, the net force is 0. Then only you will say that it is equilibrium. Imagine a cup, and in the cup, let us say you have left a small ball. Okay, what will happen? The ball will, oscillate in this direction and in this direction, and finally it will come to a point and it will stay there. Now that type of equilibrium is called stable equilibrium. Here slope of your graph will be equal to 0. Okay. Now, did you do anything to bring this ball in the stable state? You did nothing. So it will not move from its position. Okay, it will stay there. Okay, it finally choose that particular position. So you can say that the potential energy is in equilibrium position, is a minimum. Okay, when compared to the neighboring points. When compared to the neighboring point. Okay, so this is one type of equilibrium. So at this position, the equilibrium, the potential energy will be the minimum. Actually, in mathematics, there is a concept that this is the first derivative. D square u by dr square is the second derivative. You know, when du by dr is equal to 0, in my foundation videos also maybe I have discussed this point. Du by dr is equal to 0, and you again differentiate the u function. U is what? Basically a function. You are differentiating with respect to r, and let us say you get positive value, d square u by dr square value, you get positive. This is a pure mathematics concept. So you say that the function has attained the minimum value at that particular point. Okay, mathematically I am trying to tell you. This is what is that you are seeing in your day-to-day life. So at this point, the potential energy value is minimum. It is almost at the ground, let us say. If you take the bottom of the cup as the reference line, it is almost there. Any other point, some h value will be there. So some h value will be there, mgh. Some potential energy will be there. Okay. So this is the one type of equilibrium. Next we move on to unstable equilibrium. Here also net force is equal to 0. Now which type of situation is this? Let us say you have inverted that cup. and on the top you are putting a ball. Now this ball is, even though it is in equilibrium, at any time little bit of force and it will fall from there. So even though it is in equilibrium, we say that it is unstable equilibrium. Compare this with the previous one. Here you do whatever, it will finally come to this point. Here you do whatever, it will finally come to this point. But here the situation is not like that. Little bit of force and it is gone from that place. So it is in equilibrium at that particular instant of time, and it is, that's why, unstable equilibrium. But here also the net force is equal to 0. Any type of equilibrium, the net force is 0. So du by dr is equal to 0. It applies here also. But here what happens is, if you talk about potential energy, it attains a maximum value. If you take the bottom of the cup as the reference line, I told you whenever you are calculating the potential energy, you have to take a reference line. Whenever you are calculating potential energy, you have to take a reference line. So with respect to the bottom, this is at the maximum height. Let us say 5 centimeters. The next point will be 4 centimeters. Next point will be 3 centimeters from the ground. What is happening? Potential is dropping. So that means at this position, the potential energy is maximum. Whereas in this case, here the potential energy was minimum. Okay. So this is also a difference between stable equilibrium and unstable equilibrium. Okay. Now we'll come to the neutral equilibrium, which is the third type. Here also net force is equal to 0. Here also du by dr is equal to 0. There we have discussed that in the case of stable equilibrium, d square u by dr square is positive. Whereas in the case of unstable equilibrium, it is negative. Whereas in the case of neutral, it is 0. Those who are seeing this video for the first time, I would say see the video again, because for the 11th class the differentiation is not done. I am just trying to tell you mathematically also, and using life experience also, practical point. Okay, so at this point of time you need to understand that there are basically 3 types of equilibrium. One is a stable equilibrium, one is another one is an unstable equilibrium, third one is neutral equilibrium. In most of the problems we come across in physics, we will be using neutral equilibrium only. Okay, but however, you should know all the concepts. So if I want to give you an example, you see there is a flat plate and there is a ball on top of it. Okay, it's a flat plate, not like a curved one. What you have seen here, this is a curvature. There is no, it's a flat plate. So what happens? If you give a little bit of force, it will move forward and somewhere it will come to rest. So at that particular point, it is in neutral equilibrium. Okay, moment you give force, it will move. It will never come back to the original position. Okay, here also it will never come back to its original position. But in the case of stable equilibrium, you do whatever, it will finally come to this point only. Okay, so this is the difference between these 3 types. Okay, so you should be able to identify which type of equilibrium you are dealing with. Okay, okay. Now potential energy and equilibrium. How the potential energy values are changing. You see a graph has been plotted between u and x. X, you can say r, you can say, but what is r? R is a position vector. Let us say it is a one-dimensional thing, only x will be there. If it's a 3-dimensional thing, x, y, z will be there. Okay, basically if you see a graph u and x, what is happening? You see at this location A, which type of equilibrium is this? This is a stable equilibrium, and B is a unstable equilibrium. Here at both location, see du by dx is basically slope. How do I get the slope here? I need to draw a tangent. This tangent line is parallel to the x-axis. So what is the slope value? It is 0. Suppose the tangent line was something like this. This is the x-axis. Some angle will be there, right? When this line itself is parallel to x, that means it is coinciding with x-axis. Where is the question of slope? Similarly, here also it becomes a parallel line to the x-axis. So no question of any slope, right? So in both situations, the slope is 0. But here the potential energy is maximum. Here the potential energy is minimum. That is the difference. Okay. And particle B is unstable equilibrium. Particle A is stable equilibrium. Okay. Let us move on to one of the most important concepts of physics. Energy can neither be created nor be destroyed, but it can go from one form to another form. Many times we have heard this. No, it is basically coming from the statement law of conservation of mechanical energy. When we see, there are many different types of energy. Thermal energy is there, solar energy is there, you know, many wind energy is there, nuclear energy is there. We are not talking about all type of energies. We are talking here only about the mechanical energy. And mechanical energy consists of potential energy and kinetic energy. When we talk about mechanical energy, we talk about only kinetic and potential energy. Okay, so first we need to keep our discussion intact. We have to keep our scope intact. Now, total mechanical energy of a system remains constant. I will explain you the actual meaning of this in the coming slide. Okay, if only conservative forces are acting on a system. This is a very important line. Conservative forces are acting on the system. Okay, if you take friction, friction is a non-conservative force. So then this statement is not correct. Then this statement is not true. Only conservative forces are acting on the system, then the total mechanical energy is constant at two different points. Okay, so this you have to very carefully you have to understand that. Okay, it only says that the total energy of the system is constant. Now from the work energy theorem, okay, we have already discussed that work is equal to change in kinetic energy. Now here change in kinetic energy means final kinetic energy minus initial kinetic energy. Okay, so W is equal to Kf minus Ki. But when you try to express this in terms of potential energy, if you do Uf minus Ui, you have to take minus W. Okay, you have to do minus W. Equating these two, you get Uf plus Kf is equal to Ui plus Ki, or U plus K is equal to constant. See, this is already established. We have seen this. Why here Uf minus Ui is equal to minus W we are taking? See, there is a concept called work is done on the system and work is done by the system. Work is done on the system and work is done by the system. When you take this kinetic energy concept, here work is done by the system. A car is moving now. The car is doing the work. Okay, the work is done by the system is car there. Now in the first case, the work is done on the system. So when you take Uf minus Ui, you are taking minus W. However, in much more detail we can discuss this statement. But here you need to understand that if you take Uf minus Ui, you have to put minus W. Remember this. Okay, so whenever you write work done is equal to change in kinetic energy, you can write delta Ke. Work done is equal to delta Ke. But when you try to express in terms of potential energy, it will be minus delta Pe. That minus is very important. Please remember that. Okay. So when you equated these two, you got Uf plus Kf. Uf plus Kf means final potential energy plus final kinetic energy is equal to initial potential energy plus initial kinetic energy. Now understand here that the sum of potential energy and kinetic energy is called mechanical energy. Is called mechanical energy. Okay, so it remains constant in any state. So next one also is a one result you can remember. It says that a body is projected vertically up from the ground when it is at a height h above the ground. Its potential and kinetic energy are in the ratio x is to y. Okay, if h is the maximum height, see, let me explain this with a diagram. See, this is the ground. A body is projected vertically upwards. Okay, when it is at a height h, the kinetic energy and potential energy, the potential energy and kinetic energy ratio is given as x is to y. Okay, now because the object is going with some thrust, it will go to its maximum height h. The object is thrown with some thrust, उसको फोर्स लगा करके ऊपर फेंका मैंने, तो वो कुछ मैक्सिमम हाइट तक जाएगा वो, ठीक है. So that height, let us say it is h. So in that situation you can remember x by y is equal to small h divided by capital H minus h. Okay, this is one very useful result, often useful in numericals. Now see here, law of conservation of mechanical energy. Let me try to explain you with the help of a simple sketch. Let us say this is some mountain. Okay, these are all values, you know, different points at different heights and all that. So we are trying to say that this is a ball which is rolling down. Okay, and we are theoretically assuming that it is a smooth, perfect smooth, you know, valley, hill, perfect smooth hill. However, it will never exist like that in reality. You just assume that. So these are all different points, you know, these are all different points. These are all different points. Now as per the statement, if you are considering everything is perfectly smooth and all that, at each point, let us say at the top point the energy was 40 joules, then at each point it is total energy is 40 joules. However, at this point, how this 40 joules has come, the kinetic energy at this point and the potential energy at this point, you have to add them. Individually, kinetic energy and potential energy may vary. Let us say here it can be 40 is equal to potential is 40 and kinetic is 0. Okay, here it can be 30 plus 10, here it can be 20 plus 20, here it can be 10 plus 30. However, the sum is same. So this is the meaning of law of conservation of energy. At different points you will have different, we will have total mechanical energy is conserved. Conserved means constant. Okay, however the individual potential energy and kinetic energy may vary, they are not constant, but the total energy is constant when you are considering non-conservative forces. Sorry, when you are considering conservative forces. Okay, look at the statement here. Okay, when conservative forces are acting on the system, when conservative forces are acting on the system, it is conserved. Suppose non-conservative forces are acting here. Suppose you say there is some friction here. What it will do? When frictional force is acting, there will be some friction between the ground and the ball. When you consider that, then total energy is not conserved. That means then it will be 40 here, 32 here, 40 here, 32 here, 30 here, 28 here, like that it will keep on changing. Okay, so this is the important point. As per law of conservation of energy, the total energy at any two different points is always equal. Okay.